Hey guys, welcome in. Windy City Currency here. We are super excited to bring you guys our full reveal video of that massive box of currency that we bought. I've taken the time, I've gone through it, I've organized it, I've separated it, I've reholdered most of the items, and I'll show you guys what I still haven't gotten to yet. But today's purpose really is just to show you guys what was part of that deal. I've hung up some stuff back here on the cork board of some of the other items that were part of the deal. So we're gonna just jump right in, and we're gonna start with my favorite category, large size graded notes. So this was the stack of graded notes that we had as part of the deal. So I'm just gonna kind of flip through this stuff. And again, we bought this all as one package. We had a mini porthole, we have a porthole, large size 50 Federal Reserve note, the 50 gold, which is always a beautiful note in large size, a 10 gold, $5 Federal Reserve note, had a couple of those. It's really a nice mix of different types of notes. Most of this stuff is what I would term affordable grade. Here's a nice wood chopper with a public air, or as some people would say, public air. $2 legal tenders, got a couple of those in 30. Here's a nice 1923 legal red seal. A couple Black Eagles in this pile, and I'll show you guys we have more in the raw pile. This was kind of cool. These are two sequential graded ones. Both of them are 35 EPQ. A very underrated note here is the Green Eagle. Big fan of that reverse. Get some more Black Eagles. And again, here's a nicer condition one. It's always fun to get colonials. I get a lot of you guys that ask me for some, and I never really have them in stock. So here's a bunch of from Pennsylvania. These are like 1773, 1775. These are really cool. Check this one out. This one's graded a 63. 6 shillings from 1763. This thing is cool. And one of my favorite terms on the back of colonial notes is at the very bottom, you'll see it says, "To counterfeit is death." So it's a strict warning to all the counterfeiters out there. Very, very cool colonial notes. And the thing about them is I really do feel they're undervalued. You can get them for just a couple $100, really. Starting at least. And then you got a couple large size nationals. This one is here as a local piece in Illinois. I think this is about an hour and a half south of where I am. Danville, Illinois, what you don't see very often is large size hundreds in nationals. So this is a cool piece. And then I've got a couple others from Jersey and Ohio. So this was my large size stack. I want to show you guys my raw large size, and this is everything that I had for raw large size. That was part of the deal, and I'll show you. I won't take too much time on each note, but I do want to give you guys an idea of what was in here. Okay, so right off the bat, decent looking mini porthole. Here's a tough note that everybody asked for, is a nice Martha note. This mini porthole has been around the block. So has this Martha. I mean, this collection had a whole bunch of variety of conditions. Here's a nice looking Chief. Black Eagle. We bought a bunch of these, and I had to actually, here, I'll pull it to the side right now, but I actually had to separate them all. I mean, we have probably about, I don't know, 40 or 50 of these that were part of the deal. Some of them were nicer. This is kind of what I would consider the more circulated varieties. So that was part of it. More Black Eagles, more Black Eagles. I think in total we ended up with almost 20 Black Eagles. Here's a $1 educational. Look at this beauty. Should be cheap. Hit me up on Instagram. Again, like I said, we ended up with probably about 20 Black Eagles. None of the key FRs, like the FR229A or the FR231, but some better ones. Some of the better ones. Let's see if I have in here. Like here's a Vernon Treat. Here's a Napier McClung. This one's got a little annotation there. So yeah, if you're looking for a Black Eagle, I got plenty to sell you. Here's a cool note. Everybody wants these. This is a nice $5 educational. No problems. I mean, I looked at it under the light. No pinholes, no tears. I mean, obviously it is circulated, but this is a nice condition note for kind of the starter, you know, collector that wants to get a Black Eagle. Really, arguably the most beautiful banknote ever designed. Here's a tough note. 1891 $5 Treasury. That's a real tough note. Here's a better note too, and I'm going to show you kind of side by side with some of the others. So at face value, they may look like they're the same note, but do you see how the top one has the blue serial number versus the bottom one that has the red? So the top one is an 1880, which is a far tougher variety than the bottom 1907. So it's kind of cool that this collection had one of each. 1880 blue serial number, 1907 at the bottom. We did get a couple of wood choppers in this deal as well, so that's like what, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of them are actually pretty nice. 7 wood choppers. Let's call it 8. Here's a $1 Treasury, 1891. And then you get into a bunch of these legals. We got a bunch of these as well. So 1s, some 2s. This is the famous bracelet back because the reverse looks like a bracelet. So overall, we were really happy with this deal. It's a ton of stuff that we could honestly use. A ton of stuff that you guys have always historically asked me for. So I think it's a win-win on both sides. The seller is happy. Me, the buyer, I'm happy. And hopefully you guys will be happy with some of the deals you'll be able to snag from this particular hoard that we were able to buy. A lot of these 1917 ones. And then here, I think to end off our pile, I'm going to kind of pick this up. Push that back. Okay. So you get into a bunch of the Federal Reserve notes. Got some 20s in there. Got a really rough 5. Some 10s. I think in terms of raw, large size, we had like 75 that I sleeved up. The other ones that I showed you guys that were just kind of loose. So over 100 in total, just large size notes. Here's some of the nicer 1923 ones. So that's the the raw large size. All right. Let's jump into, and I'm just kind of showing you from here and from there. Here, let's show you some of the stuff on the back wall. This was one of the graded notes. This is a tough note, 1886-2, the reverse, the ornate back. That's a nice one. Up there, you see I have a pair of experimental R&S silver certificates that came with the deal. These are kind of cool. And then, of course, this $500 bill was part of it. No thousands, but we've got plenty of those in stock. And then I had 2 gold certificate hundreds as well. Okay, let's get into graded small size. I didn't have too much as part of this deal. Like comparatively, this is all I had for graded small size, but it is some nicer stuff. So we've got a 1929 FRBN, 1966 Red Seal 100. This is the only one we have out of the whole deal, one specific Red Seal 100. And then you get into a bunch of these like 1928s. Got a bunch of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some 34s. Here's a high grade one. Then you get into some small size Federal Reserve banknotes. I've got some 50s, light green seal 20s, and then a bunch of 1928 50s as well. So that is our graded small size stack. When you jump over into the raw small size, we had a bunch of these Federal Reserve banknotes. We had all denominations accounted for, 5 to 10. If you need a specific district, please reach out to me before these sell. I intend on having a sale pretty quick, so don't wait. If something catches your eye, hit me up on Instagram. Same name, Windy City Currency. These are all the 20s. Here's the Cleveland, New York. So just a quick piece of advice. When you're buying a deal like this, it's really hard to like sit there and price everything, you know, piece by piece, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So what you have to do, and what's going to be easiest for you, is if you break down stuff that's like, you know, I didn't pay any different for a Chicago district than I did for, let's say, a Minneapolis or Cleveland district, because there's just, to itemize it in that way for this large of a deal, it would take you days probably. So you get a general idea of what you want to pay per unit. You understand that maybe some you may not make as much or may not make anything at all, but you're going to make it up on some of the other better districts. These were kind of cool. Actually, I found these two in the stack of like silver certs that I bought. So they were just, you know, where'd they go? Here. Like we bought stacks of red seal 5s, red seal or blue seals. These are all blue seal 5s. We bought, I think, 200 or 300 of those, and I think another 200 on the red seal. So these were in there. This was a nice little added bonus. They're not huge value. I mean, probably $30 a piece or so, but still cool. I mean, to find them in the stack, I don't ever complain about that kind of thing. And then we had a bunch of, like, this is a stack of Federal Reserve notes. These are some lime green seals mixed in here, so I know the Whatnot crowd generally loves those. We'll bring those to Whatnot. And other than that, you're going to see a bunch of bulk, like I've already showed you guys. We bought probably this many red seal 2s. Like, this is all red seal 2s. This is all red seal 2s, red seal 2s, red seal 2s. And then we bought this many. 1, 2. This is the part that I haven't gotten to yet. 3. And I've got like 2 more bags. These are all silver certificates. I haven't separated those or priced those or looked at those. Let me know if you guys are interested in having that as its own separate video, kind of like silver certificate hunting, as I would term it. If you don't care for that stuff, that's fine. I won't make a video. But if you want it, drop a comment, say, hey, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I'll take the time. I'll go through it live with you guys on video, and we'll see if we can find any unique pieces, any errors, or something that adds more value. And other than that, let's see. I've got a pile here of some stuff that I pulled to the side. This stuff is just kind of stuff. Like when I was digging through the piles, like these are 1928 20s, 1928 10s, some silver certificates. But what I looked for was, like, there was some red seal star notes mixed in the other piles of regular red seal 2s. I pulled all those. But this was kind of cool. This one was a gutter fold error that was just sitting in the pile of $5 bills. So I ended up paying like $7 for this. But when I went through it and came home, you can see that pretty dramatic, pretty cool error. So this is a cool piece. I'll probably have that put up on Whatnot. And then this was cool. This is a group of like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes that just have like extremely wide margins on the left. You see it? It looks like at one point they tested them to make sure that they were real. That's why they all have that little mark. But these are kind of interesting. These are from 1950. Some I think were sequential. Let's see. Yeah, there's like 2 are sequential, and then some of these are like every other note. But anyways, I thought those were cool. And what that was pretty much it for this batch. So a lot of bulk stuff that I could use, stuff that again I know that you guys like. There's a couple more things laying here on the floor, just common stuff. I won't even take the time now to really show you guys, but again, comment, let me know down below if you guys oh, and I guess you guys want to know how much we spent on it. I'll put it in the title anyway, but this lot ended up costing us close to 35K for everything. So I think we did pretty good. I think we'll be able to make some money. It might take some time, but what'll most likely happen is you'll see a lot of Why Not shows coming up, a lot of posts on Instagram, and maybe some things sprinkled in on eBay. Again, in the meantime, if you see something you like, reach out to me and let me know in the comment section, guys, if there's any other types of videos that you'd like to see. I'll still do like my hauls and day in a life type of stuff, but if there's anything else you want to see, please let me know. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please comment, subscribe, like. It means a lot to me and it helps me out. And until next time, much love. Deuces.